And then when you get there, what I did anyway, is I tried to go in wide. So you set up an imaginary turn, and you went in wide so you came out tight, so you stayed away from the seawalls on the Detroit side. And of course, a lot of people don't realize this, but on race week, when you're testing and qualifying on Thursday and Friday, the water is very smooth when you go by the yacht club docks. But on Saturday and Sunday, you think about this, there's a bunch of big yachts over there, just like at Monaco, and people are partying, they're getting on and off of those yachts, and those yachts are starting to rock and roll, and they pulsate wakes right out onto the race course. So when you get to the yacht club docks, you better be aware of that, because otherwise a lot of action goes on there, and that's when you hit those wakes, and as we know in the past, the boats get airborne and flip upside down and backwards, and it's great for the spectators, but it's not a fun ride for the participants. So that's why the Detroit race course is so challenging. Some of the other race courses we run on, the courses are rectangular, same corners on each end, like Pasco and Madison, Indiana. But the Detroit course had a lot of different challenges. I call it a driver's course, and I thought it was one of the most technically challenging race courses for an unlimited hydroplane driver. And you don't learn this until you run an unlimited hydroplane there many years to get that knowledge and that experience. And there's different ways to get around that course, but I thought that the heroes of the past, like Chuck Thompson and Danny Foster, Myra Slovak, who's inducted into the Hall of Fame, the great Bill Muncie, I mean, these guys are who I went to school on, and that's what really taught me the right way to get around the race course. Thank you.
What's better today? What's worse? If you were giving advice to the sanctioning bodies, what are they missing? But you know, what's better and worse is the gist of it.
Racing better today, worse today, and if it's what might be missing from today's racing that maybe we had. I have my own theory on that one.
I think what's racing in today's racing, unfortunately, it's so expensive. Like in Formula One, I did Formula One also, and the drivers are not allowed to talk to the other drivers and the other teams. And what was great, when we raced over here in 64 and 65, we raced against Ferrari and all that, but we were all friends. And you're out there and you jump in the car, just like any of us. Get ready for the start, be friends or not, you're out there to win. And we have fun when we race. And I think that's missing a lot today. It's unfortunate.
Anyone else want to comment on that? The difference between better, worse today than in the past, and what would make it maybe better today?
More sponsors. I think, I'm not going to say more ladies, they're coming out of the woodwork, all the ladies coming up through the classes. I think a lot of the alcohol semi-pro classes are a stepping stone to the big pros. I can remember vividly standing in the staging lanes at the U.S. Nationals and looking down the road and seeing 100 top fuel cars. Now, you might see 16, and if you do, then you have a full field on Sunday. Then again, you might not. A lot of cars, weekend warriors come out for the event, but I would, there's a number of things I'd like to see. The purses have come up, they're pretty handsome. We lack for sponsorship in our sport. I think NASCAR, bless their hearts, but they simply picked our pocket and the sponsorship, not intentionally, but it's, they have quite a big program and a lot to support, and we can do it on a much less limited budget and give them equally as good a show. I've always been, I pick on them a little bit, them being any other form. I think we have no doubt the best form of motorsports in terms of spectators, so you can, if you have a good seat, you can sit there from 8 to 8 and absorb it all, get close to the drivers, get in the pits, and you can see it from the bottom up. But I would be just, I think maybe satisfied in all my years if I could witness a major facility in the Motor City. That's something we need, something we have earned, and something that should happen. It would be wonderful. It would bring a lot to Detroit and the motor enthusiasts here, and all, again, the aspiring racers, be it the guys or the gals. I think they've earned their way, and I'd like to see it really concentrated in the Detroit area.
That would be great. Norwalk's one of our closest ranks, but down in Norwalk, Ohio, South. Okay, I've never shied back into my opinion, and I'll tell you what I think is the difference now in these days. Is we don't have people like these people in motorsports. We don't have heroes that are bigger than life. These people sitting up here, these people you're surrounded by up here on these walls that are in the Motorsports Hall of Fame, they are bigger than life. They are heroes. They were the people, when I went to races, I wanted to go see that I looked up to. And that's exactly what every one of these people are up here today. They are heroes of the sport that they are in. We have another question, Ron, out there?
I was just going to, because I was interested in hearing the answer, a question that Mike had asked, and I don't think the mic kicked in or something, but I believe, Mike, you asked Mel, but I mean, anybody, I guess, could answer this. The people seem to be bumping people out of the way to get the win, and perhaps that's even being encouraged. And what do you think about that? Is that what the question was?
Yeah. It is a fact that kids nowadays haven't learned how to take care of them, let alone drive them sometimes. But again, for instance, I was leading a race for almost 50 laps, and I got slammed in the last lap and knocked out of the way. And he won, the 16-year-old won, and this old guy didn't win. But again, kids haven't got the respect. They don't know how to work on the cars. They do know how to drive them, but they don't know how to work on the cars, and so they haven't learned how to take care of the equipment on the way to the front. And unfortunately, that's a hard lesson to learn, but again, everybody has to do it. We work on our own cars, we take care of our own cars, and we have our own cars, and so it's more difficult that way. But you have respect for that machinery, and they don't. It's to the front one way or another, and that's unfortunate. I've only won 382 races in my 57 years of driving only. But you consider Steve kids are at 559? Wow. It is fun, but it is also challenging. And it's just great to get up every day and get out of bed. Hey, it's going to be a good day, Lord, because I got out of bed. Thank you.
Got a question right there?
Yeah, a couple to the open wheel guys. I had to solo on Supercross for 30 years, co-promoted with Pace and a bunch of other people they traded with. But I just bought my I'd like to see that go back as the Silverdome's back in business now. But I just bought my 60th ticket to Indianapolis 500. So I've been doing that for a long time, been a race fan for a long time. And I'd kind of like to see somebody like Tony Stewart promote a race at the Silverdome for midgets, something like the Chili Bowl. I just wondered if anybody thought that would be a winner for Detroit. And another race that it just kind of tweaks my interest to see if maybe it could work is to run a race at the Indianapolis Speedway the day before the 500 and run a 500-mile solo crowd race with the old-type cars.
Anybody want to take that one? That'd be great. It'd be great to see Tony do that at the Silverdome. I don't know whether you want to take away from the Chili Bowl, but I call for it. And I live here, and I think Mel would love to see something like that. As I said, I saw him race here at the State Fairgrounds not that many years ago. And that thing's about as big as this room in a midget.